Do you like that? That kind of laughing? Because Joaquin Phoenix brings it for the Joker. I really don't know if that's a good impression or not, but that's what I got. But last night I saw Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, directed by Todd Phillips. Why are you only saying Joaquin Phoenix? Why not saying like Robert De Niro? Well, because every character maybe has 7 minutes of screen time except for Joaquin Phoenix. This is a Joaquin Phoenix movie. This is a Joker movie. Basically, his origins, it doesn't really talk about his childhood. Well, it does very, very briefly with like maybe 5 minutes, like kind of a backstory. But this is him kind of as an adult, taking care of his mother, going through Gotham City, and just going through the hell that he's going through with the mental illness. Or is it a mental illness? Is he just crazy? Who's his dad? What's going on? Why is all this chaos happening? Is this wealth inequality because of him? Why is all this stuff happening? Sorry that my phone just went off, guys. Let me put it on vibrate. Joker is mad. Stop. 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 Okay. Well, that just happened. So, what I like about this movie is a fantastic movie, guys. Like, do not listen to people that are like, oh, it's disturbing or not. To me, I mean, it's a disturbing case of how someone went down this path, but it doesn't incite violence. It doesn't tell someone to go out and do violence. This is probably a very apolitical movie on some aspects. Of course, why the riots are happening is more of a left-wing thing of like, wealth inequality. And there is kind of, you could say, comparisons with Antifa and stuff like that. But overall, this is to me, a Gotham City movie about Joker. Nothing more, nothing less. But there's a lot of aspects going into this movie. Acting was fantastic by everyone involved. The writing was also top notch, in my opinion. This should be almost an Academy Award winning movie. Okay, sorry, nominated movie throughout. Because you have Joaquin Phoenix, you have Todd Phillips, you have the writing, which is top notch. You have the 7-minute photography that looks good. The score is fantastic. How it's directed and how it's very slowly panned out. Like, Todd Phillips does very interesting things with the camera, where like it's like there's a cops chasing some people and he'll go over these bar rails kind of in the subway, and it just looks kind of cool in how he does a lot of the scenes in this movie and how it looks like. Sometimes he'll cut into the train, then he'll be outside the train.
I didn't understand.
I'm so sorry. Fucking phone, man. But anywho, I'm like, the Joker, I mean, you would throw it. But anyway, everything about this movie looks well. It's played well. I know some people in the theater, when we left it, some of them seemed a little bored about this movie. I think they're expecting a lot more action. This one really isn't a lot of action. There's a couple action scenes that are not really action per se. They bring up some interesting scenarios of why the Joker does what he does. That's in an action sense, but they're not action scenes. So there really isn't like action scenes. It's basically there's action, but it's part of the environment and scene that he's in that's not purposely supposed to be action, if you want to know what that means. But the movie as a whole works extremely well. It's brilliant. It's disturbing. Joaquin Phoenix does his job. Todd Phillips knows what he's doing behind the camera. Thank God for woke culture, so we could actually see Todd Phillips do some great real-life dramas now. Because he did great comedies. Like, you can't deny him doing great comedies. Like, he kind of did the morph of, like, The Hangover 3, which I still enjoy all the Hangovers. But Todd Phillips is now getting to this wheelhouse of, thank God, woke culture. He doesn't want to touch that anymore because now he gets to do these awesome movies. And woke culture is this thing, guys. Quieter is a thing. But anyway, great acting, great writing, great cinematography, great score. It's just overall a great movie. There are no good guys in this movie. Like Joker, you kind of feel for him, but then you don't. Then you never feel for Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father. You don't feel for Alfred. I mean, every one of these people that I'm naming, they're in the movie for maybe less than 5 minutes. Robert De Niro probably has a 7 minute. You don't like Robert De Niro's character. You really don't like Joaquin Phoenix's character. You don't like the social worker. You don't like people riding. It's a movie where you just know there's crap going down and there is no one to like. And there's going to be no savior in this movie because there isn't supposed to be a savior. It's an origin story of one of the most diabolical, mentally ill villains in comic book history, Joker. That's literally what it is about. And there is some funny jokes in this movie that, you could tell Todd Phillips still has the chops to make some funny jokes. So there's that. So, Joker, overall, I enjoyed the living poop out of it. It was great. Great laughing. And then great laughing, great acting. I know Joaquin Phoenix, I remember back in the day he said he really wasn't into the awards. So let's see if he wins this, if he accepts the award. Because right now, if I remember on Box Office Derby, it'll probably be like him, Adam Driver for Marriage Story. I want to say Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We're like the top three. I I would still give it to Joaquin Phoenix at this moment. And for movie of the year, right now, Joker is pretty much up there as one of the best of the year. So, nitpicks, though, I didn't really see any negatives. Some scenes are a little overlong, but it doesn't fault the movie. I know some people are saying it's too much of an inspiration of Taxi Driver and Martin Scorsese movies, which is kind of funny. This movie comes out, Martin Scorsese says, comic book movies are like theme parks. That's very interesting when you think about it that way. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they went more into his childhood life, but it was already a 2-hour movie. Oh, that's what it would be. The ending. It seemed like there was 3 endings for this movie. I felt like it should have ended at one scene where it panned out and you thought it was going to end, but then it goes to another scene and something else happens, which they kind of had to do that scene to show how he gets the smile, if you want to put it that way. And then another scene happens. So that's very interesting. It's like almost like you call it the Lord of the Rings ending. I wish that was a little more crisper of the transition, because like the score of the movie made it feel like it was over, but it wasn't. Then another score made it feel like it was over, but it wasn't. But that would really be the only nitpick, and that is very minimal. I gave Avengers Endgame a 5 out of 5 just because it was a 20-year saga. It could get the 5 out of 5. Like, I'm debating right now, guys. Like, in my head, is it a 4.5 out of 5 or is it a 5 out of 5? Joker will receive a 4.5 out of 5 with Futon. He goes at 90%. It's very brilliant. Even though I give this less than Avengers, I had to watch both of them. Joker might be better than Avengers Endgame, but I still will give Avengers Endgame a 5 out of 5 just because of nostalgia, and I got a bias for that. But let's see what the critics' news scores gave Joker. All right, critics, you have a 70% with 382. Audience score at 92% with 7,529. Here's critic consensus. Joker gives its infamous central character a chillingly plausible origin story that serves as a brilliant showcase for its star, and a dark evolution of a comics-inspired cinema. You pretty much have to agree, Joker movie that you ignore if you don't put around the movie cynical, bleak, and juvenile. Joker is a bad movie, yes. It's predictable, cliche, deeply deprived of others, better movies, and overwritten to a part of self-parody. Slate, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Sorry, Dana Stevens from Slate. It's not predictable. It's not cliche. It's not overly written. It's written almost perfectly. Like, I love the dialogue in this movie and what Todd Phillips does in this movie. Yeah. Slate is a very left-wing and woke site, so I expected them to hate this movie. Which is weird because when it screened overseas in Venice, was it? I think it was Venice Film Festival in October. I don't know. It screened somewhere and got an 8-minute standing ovation. And it was like 100% Rotten Tomato for the longest time. But then when the U.S. critics are people here with like the critics with degrees in criticology were like, oh, it's going to incite violence. It didn't incite violence. No, it's just a movie, guys. There's plenty of violent movies out there. This one didn't. Also, I could go political with the parents blaming the NRA and blah, 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 bullshit. But, that's what they say. Todd Phillips pretty much did a political movie. Even Joker in the movie has a scene like, I'm not doing this for political reasons. It's just me. And no one is seeing that. Like, everyone's putting everyone in categories. And you're just like, holy shit. Like, Todd Phillips nailed it on the fucking head. Like, this is, for original, it was to be original. Yeah, you made it up. This is by far got to be the most original screenplay, and this should win the Oscar, guys. If what is it that oh my god, why is that the freaking Jordan Peele movie, Get Out. If Get Out wins an Oscar for original screenplay, even though that's not as original, this is a lot more original. Joker's more original. But do you agree with my 90, the 92, or the 70? Chase the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Well, I'm knowing things Futonotopia. You Futonians. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Seriously, don't listen to people that saying this movie's going to incite violence, or it's a comic book movie about a diabolical villain. So just laugh it out.